All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to our live stream. Welcome to our live streaming.
I don't know.
Please, if you have your microphone on. All right, thank you very much. I want to remind everybody listening to us on YouTube and live here that this video is being streamed live on YouTube and then it is going to be recorded. So if you are here and then you get your video on, you are going to be live and we would have very less chances to be able to get it out. So thank you very much for coming. Anyone who is joining, anyone who has joined, thank you very much. You can invite someone to join and there would be a blessing. Today, we are going to talk about the church. We are going to talk about the church and data analysis, how we can transform the modern church. One thing that we have realized in the modern days is that most churches, especially in the United Kingdom, the numbers are going down. The numbers are going down. It is a fact that we cannot omit. The numbers are going down. Most churches, if you are in a church and your numbers are going up, we would attribute it to the grace of God, But the fact is, there are some facts in today's world that if you do not check, if you do not harness, you will not be able to see what is happening and you may not be able to explain. It is not everything that we would attribute it to the devil. If we are able to do what we can do, then we would pray as much as we can pray. But as we pray, we must also harness the power of modern technology in order to check and then move towards where God wants us to move towards. So I will move on and then talk about 1 second. One second. Okay. Okay. So my machine has decided to fail me, but as well, I'll get it working in a moment. Okay. So, okay, good. I think I'll do the presentation this way. So I will talk about the purpose of the seminar. So the purpose of the seminar here is leveraging the power of data when it comes to the church, leveraging the power of data when it comes to the church. We are going to talk about how the church can leverage the power of data. Most of the time, you realize that attendance, people will come to church today, next week, the other week, for 3 months, and then you will not see them again. What is happening? What is the trend? You would realize that the church will have a donation pattern, and then a time will come that we will realize that we don't know where an amount of money has passed. The money is gone. Skanaira, the money is gone. We don't know where it is. How do we account for these things? What does the data tell us right now? Everybody listening, if I am to ask you that from 2015 to this year, what is the average church attendance in your church? Most people may not be able to tell me. But these are things that are very important that we can use to make informed decisions, because in this modern era, if you give an opinion, if you give a point, if you make a point without the backing of data, your point is just an opinion. You are just making a suggestion. You know, you don't have facts, but with the data, you can gather up the facts and then push on and make informed decisions. So moving on, I would want to talk about why data analysis matters to the church. Why data analysis matters to the church. Obviously, we would start from the financial aspect. That's the financial stewardship. Now, you can actually check the donation trend, analyzing, giving patterns helps in understanding the financial health of the church and planning for the future financial need. I can tell you for sure, ladies and gentlemen, that there are some churches who are in the UK, they cannot tell how much they made the last 3 years. If you ask them about their financial health, they will tell you, oh, this is the amount of money we have in the bank. But if I should ask the breakdown of how that amount of money came into the bank, how much money do you make in a year? How much money do you spend in a year? How much money goes to charity? How much money goes into helping people? How much money goes into church building, church maintenance? How much money goes into honorariums? They cannot tell. Everything has been bumped up into one thing, one group, and then they will tell you that this is the amount they have. So even most churches, when you interrogate them, then they would see you as the devil. Why? Because you are asking them too many questions when you talk about money. I know a church that they were given an account, and then someone wanted to know what they were using the money for. They started praying against the person. Why? Because they couldn't give accurate accounts. That is why data analysis matters to the church. You don't have to sit down and then think about where what went. The data that is coming in, you can draw up a pattern, a trend, and then show the people that this is what your money is being used for. Number two, budget management. Data-driven financial planning ensures that budgets are realistic and aligned with the church missions and goals. That one man church, someone cannot just dip their hands into the church finances, and then when you are looking for where it is that it will be like a demon has come and have stolen the money, and then we will be praying against holes in our pockets. No, there are no holes in our pockets. It's just wrong budgeting. You see, so data analysis helps solve all these problems, and then it can help us refocus our prayer where it matters. Community impact, needs assessment. Now, data analysis helps to identify the needs of the community, allowing the church to tailor its outreach and service programs effectively. So, if you know the data trend of the community that you live in, you know where those who need help, you know their data trend, you know from the council, you can identify that these groups of people who live in this postcode, they have a very low financial income. You can identify that these people, they have very high their finances are quite high. A typical example in Christmas, when churches are donating to the people, obviously you want to target the people who are actually in need, not the people who have it but want to cheat the system and then be in need by force. No, data analysis can lay out all these trends for you to know that, oh, this particular groups of people, they are in need. Let us channel our strength here. You see, data will never lie. Data will always give you the truth. Impact measurement. By analyzing the outcome of community programs, the church can measure its impact and make necessary adjustments to enhance effectiveness. Number three, engagement, volunteer management. That's the third point, volunteer management. Engagement analysis. Tracking volunteer data helps in understanding who is volunteering, what activities they are involved in, and how engaged they are. You see, most of the time, yeah, people will come to church and then they will be like, oh, even the pastors, they don't see what I am doing. Leadership don't see what I am doing. And they will take offense and then they will leave. And then genuinely, the leadership may not know, but the person may be doing work that needs to be recognized, especially the larger churches. You see, these analysis can help you identify the people, can help you know what is doing, appreciate them as such. Skills matching. Data analysis can match volunteers with tasks that best suit their skills and interests, leading to more effective and fulfilling volunteer experience. So let me move a little bit from here. There are some churches who may want to help the youth when it comes to apprenticeship. How do you know the skill of brother A as compared to sister B? Data analysis. When they volunteer, what they did well, you can identify skills amongst that, and then you will be able to help when it comes to apprenticeship matching. All these things the data analysis can do. Growth and sustainability. Now, if I am to ask pastors amongst us, if I am to ask pastors amongst us that from 2015 to 2024, what is your average church attendance? Some of us may not know. Well, some of us may know, but some of us may not know. But analyzing trend in membership, attendance, and participation helps understand the growth pattern and identify areas that need attention. One thing that I've come to realize is that when the church is not growing, everybody will turn their attention to evangelism. Everybody will turn their attention because we have been structured and programmed to understand that if it is not evangelism, the people are not coming. We need to pray or we need to evangelize. But there are some petty things that attention can be given to that can bring people to church. And every church is different because the demography of every church is different. So by studying the data, by analyzing the data that comes into the church, one can identify that this church A, because of the demography of this church, we have a lot of youth. So this is what we need to do. Or the youth is few. What can we do to attract more youth? What can we do for the elderly in the church? You know, to keep the people and to make more people join the church. Analysis. Future planning, data-driven insights aid in planning for the future, ensuring that the church remains vibrant and sustainable. Okay, so importance of data-driven decisions. So why do we need data to help us make decisions? And as I have said, if you are not using data, your opinion is just a suggestion because you don't have facts that is backing what you are saying. Okay, so enhanced strategic planning. You make informed strategy. Using data to inform strategic planning helps the church leaders to set realistic goals. Because imagine a church of 10 people, and then the church aims at raising £1 million at the end of the year. People will say it's faith, and then someone can come and donate. But the fact is, this is not real. It's not realistic. You see, your data in the church, a church of 500 people, yeah, can set up a goal which they may be able to achieve depending on what they are seeing in a church. A church can have like 500 people, ladies and gentlemen, but the people don't give. If the people don't give, you cannot set huge goals because the people don't give. Resource allocation. Data helps in identifying where resources are most needed. So if you have the data of your church and then you want to offer skills training in the church, obviously you are not going to offer the skills training. Let's say you are training people on data analysis. Obviously, you will not take the data analysis training to the people who are not interested. How do you know that people are not interested? From a massive crowd of people, you will not know until data is analyzed, until surveys are done. That is when you will know the people to channel the resources to. Understanding the congregation's need, understanding the need of the congregation. Analyzing data on congregation demographics helps the church understand the makeup and the needs of the church members. So let's assume that a church is or a church has leadership that their age is from 60 to 80. And then this church has a lot of youth. And then the church leadership wants to make decision when it comes to music. Obviously, when they are making the decision based on what they feel, it will mostly be hymns, because most people in that age will not come and be jumping and dancing. No. But if they have analyzed their data and know that, look, the youth is takes a higher margin in the church, they will be able to make a decision that, look, let us not think about ourselves, but let us give these guys music to dance. That is how we can sustain them. One of the ways we can sustain them in the church. If you don't have these analysis, you may make the wrong decision. And when you make the wrong decision, we cannot go and blame the devil here. Is that you made decisions on things you don't know. Engagement metrics, tracking attendance and participation metrics helps engaging the level of engagement and identifying members who may need additional outreach and support. One of the problems I've seen in churches is that when someone comes to church and then they will be like, okay, we will have cell leaders who will call them and then engage with them and so much. When the church is big, how would leadership track all these things? But if we have a form of taking the data, okay, so I've made this phone call, we have where we record them and stuff, you realize that leadership can then track all these things and know that, look, this brother so and so needs help. Okay. Program development and improvement, feedback integration, performance measurement, effective communication. That is point 4. Effective communication. Yes. Effective communication, target messaging, and improved outreach. Yeah. Driven insights enable the church to segment its audience and deliver targeted messages. One thing that I've known is that a particular message will be sent to all church members. Yeah, like motivation message will be sent. Now, if you are sending motivation message about pregnancy to a person who has already finished giving birth and focusing somewhere else, you are disturbing the person. You see, so if we know our trends, we know that our people, we know where they lie, you know how you have apportioned your church, then you will know how to communicate effectively. Because if I'm a business person, if I am an entrepreneur, and then I come to church and you are telling me about something that does not come close to what I am doing, people who take their time seriously will not take you, the person speaking, seriously. Therefore, we must communicate effectively. Improved outreach, understanding communication preference through analysis helps crafting messages that are more likely to engage and mobilize the congregation. Now, financial stewardship, we've spoken about it. That's importance of decision making. Volunteer management, community outreach and impact, and crowd sustainability. So I'll move on to challenges faced by the church in modern era. Like I said from the start, declining attendance. People are not coming to church. People are not coming to church not because they are finding something good out there, but because the old ways of doing things are not satisfying the new ways of living. Where we come from, some things are slow, calm, you would work it. But here in the United Kingdom that we live, everything is moving fast. So if the church cannot move with the fast pace of our industrial revolution, then obviously people will start leaving church. Secularization, increasing secularization and a shift away from traditional religious practices lead to decline church attendance and membership. Competing priorities, modern lifestyle with busy schedules, numerous alternative activities can reduce time and commitment people have for the church. General gaps, that is the engaging younger generation. The gap is vast. The younger generation, they are seeing so many things on the internet. They are using the computers, they are working things, and then they will come to church, and then things are like they according to the youth, they call it the grandma way. It's not going to help. It's not going to work. Adapting tradition, balancing traditional practices with the need to adapt to contemporary tastes and preferences to stay relevant to the younger generation. Any church, ladies and gentlemen, without a younger generation is a dying church. Any church without a younger generation is a dying church. Technological advancements, it's a challenge because the older generation, most technologies, like me, for instance, mobile phone came to meet me. I remember the first mobile phone that came to Ghana, the analog phone, which Nabontina make say, it came to meet me. People who are ahead of me, most of the technologies that we use, I saw a typewriter, so someone who has used a typewriter obviously would have issues using the computer. So the digital transformation is an issue. Adapting to the digital age is really important. Online presence, maintaining an effective online presence, where your videos and your audios are on point. It will attract the people. Financial sustainability now, because the people are not coming, there are funding challenges. All these are the challenges that face the church today. Financial management. There are so many things to do, and we cannot even prioritize. Community engagement. Relevance to the local need. There are most churches, they don't even engage with the community. Outreach programs. Diversity and inclusion. You go to a church and you see just Black people. You see, it's a challenge. Leadership and succession. I always say this, that every leader who doesn't have a successor is a failed leader. Every leader who doesn't have a successor is a failed leader, because the most painful thing is for someone to destroy your work after you are dead. The most painful thing. You have worked 35 years, 45 years on a church. And then the moment you die and then you went, somebody will come, and then within 3 months, the church is gone. Painful. It's a challenge. Crisis management. The church cannot, most churches cannot manage crisis. When it happens, the last resort is let's go and pray. The last resort. I'm not saying prayer is bad, but if you cannot manage it, prayer will do much. But there are some things God will not do, like changing the mindset of people, handling controversies, legal and regulatory issues. I was saying some time ago that now ICO is now they have now opened their eyes when it comes to taking the data of people. If ICO should enter your church right now, would you be able to give an up-to-date attendance of your church? Up to date. I am not saying when they tell you they are coming, that you go and sit somewhere and go and write something sharp, 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 sharp. No, I am talking about by a click of a mouse, everything will come. Most churches don't have it. So most churches are not compliant. Now we are preaching about obeying the law, but the church itself is not compliant with the law. Most churches even don't even know that they need to be compliant with this data governance law. They don't even know. Risk management, maintaining relevance. Okay, let's move on. So potential benefits of leveraging data analysis for the church's mission and growth. It will help the church make enhanced decisions, improve congregation engagement, because if you know how things are going, you'll be able to channel um, uh, engagement towards a particular demography, and then you would be able to improve. Because if you are talking to the youth and you are talking about under 11 years people, and you are talking about marriage, nobody will say anything. They don't even understand. I've heard some people, talk about, oh, we come to church, but the things they are talking about is above us, so we are not interested. You see, analysis will make you know how to channel all these things. Resource optimization, enhanced communication, growth tracking and forecasting. In data analysis, we have AI capabilities where we can use your historic data to forecast your future, to give you future analysis, which can be 95% accurate. So number 6, community impact, we've spoken about. Volunteer management, enhanced transparency and accountability, crisis management and response, cultural relevance. Yeah, so preparedness, where crisis management and response, data analysis can help the church in identifying potential risks and preparing for crisis by developing a data-driven response plan. One thing that I've realized in my stay, I've been with a church close to 27 years now, and then all the churches that I've been, if something happens, that is when church leadership will sit down and then will be like, what should we do? Yeah, but it should be, we have already planned for this. We knew this will happen, so we have already planned for it. Effective response, cultural relevance, engaging contemporary issues and adapting services. Now, understanding the data landscape. So we have congregational demographics. So you talk about age distributions in the church, the gender, the marital statuses, occupation and education, location. That's the congregational demographics, the demography of the church. You must know all that. You see, know the numbers on point. And then giving patterns, that's the donation amount, how people give in the church. Frequency of giving, donation methods. Most churches that I know, their donation method is just one: put the money in the envelope. No. We've come far. The world, we have now entered the fifth industrial revolution, where everything is becoming computer, and the church is still using liquid money. So what if the plan of the central bank works and then there's no liquid money, everything is digital? How will the church cope? Why can't the church prepare for that era, which is highly, highly possible that it will happen. The church is not moving with technology. Attendance trend, service attendance. We must have all this data. Seasonal variations, identify attendance pattern during different times of the year. So holidays, summer. So if I should ask you in your church now, the kids are on vacation, yeah, what is the percentage decrease of church attendance now? If you are listening to me now and you are not able to mention it, there's an issue. Volunteer engagement. Volunteer engagement will be able to measure the volunteer hours, tracking the number of hours people actually volunteer in the church. When we say we are going to do something in the community, the people who are volunteering to come, we should be able to measure those hours. Volunteer roles, skills and interests, what they are putting forward in the church. What are your skill sets when it comes to your congregation? What can who do in your church? Understanding the data landscape, we are still on it. So the program participation, engagement and communication, community outreach. So program participation, we would say the class and group attendance. So if you have Wednesday services, business class, women's class, men's class, how do we track them? Events registration, when there's an event, how many people register to come? Feedback and survey. In your church, ladies and gentlemen, this is a question to you for you to answer to yourself. Please don't answer it. Have you ever done a survey in your church before? Most people will say no. Most people will say no. So engagement and communication, that's newsletter open. How do you engage with the people? Social media interaction, website analytics, community outreach, the service usage, the impact metrics, community needs, financial data, the budgets, the expense tracking, the financial projections, membership data, new membership. How many new membership have you had this year? How many of them have you lost? Membership retention, member engagement. These are all data that you can measure to make decisions. So the overview of data analysis tools that you can use, the basic of them is Microsoft Excel. You can use it. It is a versatile tool for data entry, organization, and basic analysis. You can use that to make analysis. Google Analytics, most of websites are connected to Google Analytics. So the web tracking and then website traffics, they are all analyzed with Google Analytics. You will know the behavior flow of traffic, how many people visited your websites. Power BI. Power BI, if you have your data, Power BI can give you custom dashboards in real time. In real time. Comprehensive data integration. Power BI can do that for you. SQL Server and SQL Server Management Studio, that's SSMS, can store your data, query your data, manage your data, and then model your data to give you an analytical dashboard. Church management softwares. Church management softwares can also manage membership, can do membership management, event scheduling, and then contribution tracking. When you go to my church, Shalom Ministries International, when you go to our website, we've got event scheduling. It's another tool that you can use. And then survey tools. You can use SurveyMonkey. You can even use Microsoft Forms for your survey. And all these things, PatMacTech, if you need help as a church, we can help you with it. We can help you do it. Data analysis techniques. You can do a descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis, where you would describe the events that are happening. Trend analysis. With your data, we can tell you what is happening to your church from 10 years ago. From that, we can even predict what is going to happen the next 5-6 years. We can predict what is going to happen with your data. Segmentation, predictive analysis, yes, that is what I've just spoken about. And then feedback analysis through surveys. We can analyze surveys for you. Financial analysis, that one is extremely important. We don't need to see your money. When data analysts don't need to see your money, they just need to have the numbers, and they will give the analysis to the core. To the core. Okay. So real life stories about churches that have used data analysis. The live.church, I think they are in the States. Live.church is a multi-site church based in the United States, known for its innovative use of technology and data. If you visit their website, you will understand that, yes. Now, Life.church created YouVersion Bible app. They created a YouVersion Bible app. And then it has got over 400 million downloads. They've got an online campus and a member insights. Now, Elevation Church is based in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's also known for its contemporary worship and rapid growth due to data analysis. You know, they collect and analyze data on service attendance every time. Volunteer participation and small group involvement. They engage. They have engagement metrics. Digital outreach. They are always there. Event planning. The Rock Church, San Diego, California. The Rock Church. Also, they have harnessed the power of data analysis. So they undertake community needs assessment using data for local government and community organization. All these churches I am mentioning, they are big churches that you can see how the impact the church is having on the community. Willow Creek Community Church, Illinois, one of the largest churches in the United States. Data. They use data to identify potential leaders within the congregation. Now, if you are using data to identify potential leaders, yeah, somebody will say, oh, and you would need the Spirit of God to fall upon you. But the fact is, if someone is capable, the person is capable, and you will see the capability of someone based on what the person is doing. So no wonder Willow Creek is one of the largest churches. They do congregational survey, financial stewardship. So optimizing outreach using data to target and engage specific demography. So this one, I think I've spoken about the demographic analysis. You collect the data on the age, gender, location. If you contact PatMacTech, we can sort all these out for you, and then you will be able to harness the power of data. So enhancing worship experience, tailoring services based on attendance patterns and feedback. You know, we can help you with your attendance tracking, service adjustment, feedback integration. We can help you do all that. And then this particular presentation is going to be on our website for download, so you can download the PowerPoint version of this presentation. It's going to be on www.patmactech.co.uk, maybe from Monday. So if you visit the website, you can download it for free. If you go on YouTube, you will get this. If you even on the website, you are going to get this video too on it. Improving stewardship, analyzing giving trends to optimize financial resources, donation analysis, financial planning, donor engagement, transparency and accountability. We can help you do all these things. We can help you to gather all these data, save all these data, store them. If you want to store them in the cloud, we can help you store them in the cloud. If you want to store them on your own computer to save cost, we can help you do that. If you want any analytical charts, we can do them for you. And then you will see all these things clear as they happen. And we can also do it in real time as they happen. Overcoming the challenges. So addressing the concerns. The data is too complex. The misconception here is data is too complex. The reality is modern tools and software have made data analysis more accessible. It is one of the most easiest thing that you can do. And training and user-friendly platforms can simplify the process. Even on your phone, once you have your dashboards developed on your phone, you can see what is happening to your church in real time. And then training can be given. Very simple, user-friendly training can be given to volunteers and staff, those who engage in the church. Training can be given. Another misconception is data is only for large churches. No. Data is for everyone. Even in your personal house, in your own house, you can use data in your day-to-day spending. The reality is churches of all sizes can benefit from data analysis. Even small churches can use data to improve their operations. Another concern is that data will replace human insights and pastoral care. No, it won't. Data analysis is a tool to enhance, not replace. So if at first you can do something for, or you can go a mile when it comes to your insight and your pastoral care, with data analysis, you can go 6 miles. It will enhance you. It's like you have put jumpers on your heel. Well, once you jump, you are going like 6 feet. It supports informed decision making and pastoral care by providing actionable insights. Discussing privacy. So we are almost through. Discussing privacy and ethical consideration when handling data, church data. Data privacy, compliance. Ensure compliance with data protection regulation, such as GDPR in Europe and CCPA in California, the United States. Data security, implementing strong data security, because now if you have a data breach, it's a very serious issue. Yeah, so your data is important. You need to take care of it.
Put it down.
So transparency, clearly communicate data collection and usage policy to congregation. Obtain consent when necessary. Especially when you are, like we started this webinar. I told you that, look, this webinar is being streamed live and then it is being recorded. So if your video comes on, we may not be able to do anything about it. I've told you. So if you are still here, it means you have given your consent to be here. And if you turn on your video, it means you have given consent for your video to show. Okay, so ethical consideration, confidentiality, respect confidentiality and personal data. Purpose limitation, collect data only for specific legitimate purpose and ensure that it is used in a manner consistent with those purpose. If you don't follow these laws, you may find yourself wanting. Minimization, collect only data necessary for intended analysis. Avoid over collecting personal data. So assuming that it is a church and you are collecting data, like when was the last time you went to went to have this particular test. Obviously, you don't need that for anything. So you collect the data as per what you need it for. Building trust, openness, be open about why data is being collected, and accountability. Establish clear accountability for data handling within the church leadership. Who is in charge? If you don't have a leader for data, you should appoint one now. Leadership buy-in. So, strategies for overcoming resistance and fostering a data-driven culture as leaders. Leadership buy-in, education. People need to be educated. These things need to be spoken of. We need to talk about these things. Demonstrate value. Show the tangible benefit of data analysis. Engaging the congregation. Communication, communication, communication. Involvement. If you be able to harness the power of data, you must put data into use. You must involve the people. Training and support. We must train leadership when it comes to the harness of the power of data. Skills development. Provide training for staff and volunteers to build confidence and competence in using data analysis tool. And then ongoing support, which PatMacTech can give you every time, any day. When you call on us, our doors are open. Creating a data-driven culture, encouragement, celebrating success, and then iterative approach. Start with small, manageable projects and gradually expand as a church to become more comfortable with data analysis. So getting started with data, I think we're almost there. Getting started with data. So we need to define the objective, collect the data, organize the data, analyze the data, interpret the results, implement changes, and review and improve. This said, if you call on PatMacTech, we can do this for you. We will sit down with you, define objectives for your church, collect your data, use tools in order to collect the data. We'll store them, we will organize them, we will model them, we'll clean the data, and then we will choose the tools that will analyze the data for you, interpret the data for you, and then help you with the insight so that you can implement your own changes. We can monitor it and then maintain it for you. And then if you need to use that insight for any review and improvement, you can use that for any review and improvement. Now, importance of training. It is a skill development for the church members, the training programs. And PatMacTech, we offer training for data analysis. We offer training, those who haven't even used computers before, we offer training. If you go on our website, we've got free trainings on those who haven't used computers before, Microsoft Word, and we are preparing more training, free trainings for the community on our website. So if you come there, you can get, if you want custom structured training programs, we can also sit down with you and structure the program for you, considering your church need. We can also do that for you. Workshop and seminars that can also be organized. Empowerment, confidence building, responsibility, efficiency, streamlined process and consistency, engagement, inclusivity, and motivation. So the softwares, Microsoft Excel, like I've said, Power BI, SQL Server, church management system. We have some examples like Planning Center, Breeze. Planning Center is a management system, Breeze, and Realm. Realm 2 is a management system that can use to manage membership data, attendance and contribution. Survey tools, online courses. You can come on PatMacTech. You can go to Coursera. Is also a website that offer courses. Some of them you would have a semi-free. I call it semi-free. They will teach you the theory, and then when it comes to, they'll teach you the theory for free, and when it comes to the practical, they will say pay. So YouTube, when you go on YouTube, you can also have some training sessions there, and then consultation services. You can contact PatMacTech. We are here for you. We'll give you everything that you need to know. You can ask any question. We'll be there to support you if you want to go on this journey. Okay, so recap keys. Okay, so we have spoken about the understanding, overwhelming challenges, the practical applications, getting started with data. Getting started with data, we have spoken about that. So this is the time I ask that if you have any question, you can ask me. If you have any question, you can unmute and then ask me. Okay, so we scheduled an hour. I think we are 10 minutes within time, which is a good thing. Okay, so if nobody is asking any question, then ladies and gentlemen, this is where we'll bring the webinar to an end. And as I've said, if you want to contact PatMacTech, you can go on our website, www.patmactech.co.uk. You can email us. Hello,
Hello,
sorry.
Patman.
Yeah,
Yes, this is
yes.
Pastor Margaret here.
Hello, Pastor Margaret.
God bless you for leading us into data analysis or introducing us to it. Yeah, it's insightful. You presented it passionately, but I believe that you also know very well that it is maybe new for certain people,
Yes.
and like you were saying that it's got to be taught the people.
Yes.
Is something that the business world are quick
Yes.
to pick up these data analysis, and they will just take it up just like that
Yes.
because it is business.
Yes.
The church is run differently.
Yes.
I'm giving an example of KICC because we've given examples of some churches in United States. So we have to come to United Kingdom.
Yes, Luca.
Whereby I have, yes, also for over the years worked with quite a lot of ministers, and data collection has been an issue. When you go into a church and you are asking people to give data, like you rightly said, even with the hospitals, obviously, as a clinician in the hospital, even to collect data, people's data in the hospitals, you have to have a reason to collecting that person's data. Secondly, even if I work in Ward A and I have details of Ward B on my system, I will have to get reasons for logging on to Ward B because I don't work there.
Yes.
When I'm found to log in into that Ward B, the question might pop up to say, what is it for? So it's quite, you presented it, you shared the knowledge and everything. It will take time for people to maybe assimilate in all things. And then introducing these to the people, I believe it is time. As time goes on, people open up, and then when the understanding is coming, when you realize that your church, because now you stand as a minister for Shalom, and you know our strength, you know our weakness, you know where we are open for growth. But when it comes to these things, like you said, people need to be educated. We have to start talking about it and then educate the people, let them know that it will come to a time where the time starts maybe now, where we will be asking you for your things, like, so I talked about KICC, whereby they have been ahead, thank God for Pastor Matthew, and I believe Bishop, he might say something, that he sees far. And so when it comes to finances, whereby he needed to leverage on assessing this data and maybe using the best of technology to create increase. There was a fight. I don't know if people heard about it, because I guess he was the first person to bring the bank, the cash point.
Yeah, I remember.
He brought the cash point to the site. So because he is thinking like you are thinking, that what about if somebody comes to church and they don't want to put the money in the envelope? You said it's long gone. We have to pass putting money in an envelope. You have to do bank transfer. I went to a place where people were backlashing this man. Hey, now they brought the bank to the church. Oh, they are coming to rip us off. Did you not know? Everybody, how would you feel like now, Shalom? I'm talking for myself.
Yeah.
I'm talking for myself now. As a pastor, you need to be very careful when you are introducing certain things into the church sharply. You know, in as much as your intention is good, you cause some kind of a stir. And we have to be very careful, and we have to do it a very loving and caring way. You know, the man was like put on a burning, you know, like a kebab, literally. People see they brought the bank into their church. Now you don't have to, now the pastor will say, go to the cash point, take transfer, use your card. There is, you know how when you go to the shop, they have this you tap
the machine,
machine
the
that you
POS
tap
machine,
you are taking machine to tell somebody to tap. And it's still, if I bring that machine to church today, as I'm looking at my church membership and say, this is machine, you bring your card, tap. You hear about us in the community. So it's good, it's powerful, it's where we are going. But the positive thing is that after they have, this is about 6, 7, 8 years, this man had this beating. Today, people comfortably tapping. Some of you go to some places and you see people comfortably. Now they are understanding that it's okay to tap your bank card as for adults. Hey, acceptance is now coming. So people will always fight things they don't understand.
Exactly.
So there will be a battle about it, but I guess all comes with education.
Yes.
Now that you are introducing this to us, we are now going to be starting talking. People like, okay, we will start off by, you know, people agreeing for their data to be kept on a system and to be encrypted, whereby their details are not going out to and all that. And then, you know, talking about even giving, most people, you know, this issue of they are giving is to them. I don't want my kid to be out there and all that. Up to today, after how many years or in ministry, people don't even write their name on their offering. They will pay their money, but it doesn't matter what you do. They won't write their name. They've paid, but they won't write. Why? It's all to do with education. So we always have to, obviously we have for Shalom, we are transparent, we have an accountant. So every penny, even the overflow where there are no names, the accountant is able to kind of tap it and put it in places whereby charity commission, it will be something that would fit into our, what's it called, our yearly account submissions. Every penny is documented. You see, put on charity commission sites that people can go to the site, is open and say, this church, this is their money, this is how the money they're spending, this is what they do, and it's out there. We don't have any problem. Even as you're saying, we are not like kind of too big, but we try as much as possible to do our best. But what I think we can do gradually is we will start the survey and see what people think.
Yes.
What people think, and that's the beginning of everything, isn't it? Your
Yes.
people will start the survey and see what their knowledge and understanding of is. That's how they want to go for now, or they would want to wait and see in the future. We want to see what they think.
Yes.
And so what I'll say is we thank God. I mean, it's good. It's powerful. It's eye-opening, and I thank God for the knowledge that God has given also to you for in these times, for to move the work forward. And I believe soon we will be able to kind of be compliant, beautiful like that. So with a click, all the membership would show up. I think that one we have that, and we have passed that. We have that on our system, but I think we can now update it. We haven't updated it for a while, but with our member, we have new members who have come in, especially with Peterborough people.
Yeah,
we have to all log all those people in as in a membership. We can start that, and then hopefully, as time goes on, we will be able to add certain areas. You know,
Yes.
it's not easy as said, because you do with counting. You have to get
Mm-hmm.
people who are there. We used to do that, but maybe, you know, how many people came to church, how many men, how many
Yeah.
women, how many kids were in church today.
Yeah.
We've
Yes.
done that for the past years. We've been doing that quite a lot.
Mm.
But when obviously before COVID, when COVID came, when we all went and sat home,
Mm.
everything just was left. But now that we are back, I guess it will be good to start picking it up gradually again. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Hopefully, I'm
much.
sure somebody will also be able to say
Yes.
something, because it's very, very
Yeah.
powerful. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Bishop is also knowledgeable in these
Mm.
areas, and I don't know what he thinks about what I've also just said.
Thank you.
Mm,
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Margaret. You see, so it's a very good thing, like you said. The
mm,
example you just gave with KICC, it started where people were fighting it. But one thing that I know is, like you said, people will fight why they don't understand. But once you bring in the education and then the gradual process, um, like it will settle. I remember when
mm,
I was growing, Jerry curls was a problem when it came to the church, but eventually it became the style.
mm,
When Permin and Mesh, the weave on, all those came, they all said it's from Amewata and stuff. But now it's become it has integrated.
The
So
pastor's
that's
wife has to. Yeah.
so that's what we are talking about. And then, like you said, that it was taking hours when you were computing the data into the system, how many kids came, how many days, but the systems we are introducing would make you take minutes instead of hours. It will make things simple. You see,
Mm,
that is the system. So now, if you are taking like 3 days to sort out your account, you're going to take 2 hours because everything is going to be automated.
mm,
You see, so that is where we are looking at. That is where we are seeing, and in the future. So if gradually the people should see that, okay, so many things have been automated, that now we are not taking that much time, we are not taking that much days to do this particular thing. Then if we are to educate them and tell them that, look, now we are going digital, the fight may come, but it may reduce, and it will take a lesser time for them to understand.
okay, thank you.
Thank you very
Mhm.
much, Reverend. God bless you.
Amen. Mm.
Please, do we have any contribution, any question?
Yeah, I think I have a contribution. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you, Bishop.
And I think it's a timely thing. We have been working behind the scene as far as KPI is concerned, to bring the churches into certain dimension. Most of the time we have so many things, but introducing them, like it's still something that you have to just keep pushing and keep letting people know and keep letting people know. You know, sometimes even with the like various policies that churches are supposed to have. Sometimes KPI work the policy, we get it done and forward it to the churches, and some don't even read it. They don't even open it to access it and all that. And I understand that sometimes many of them are not used to those things, and it's up and coming young ones that you can get some to do. I think what can be also done is to with KPI listening with you, so that maybe going forward, so that these things can be created for them, and like you will be able to work behind the scene on their behalf. And so moving forward, I think we can work together to bring that kind of education into the here. And there are some of the things that when it comes to church, like Pastor said, when it's like a business, it's easy to like
pick up, yeah.
build these things like when if the staff is not performing and all, you just will fire the person. But in church, it's not. In church, it's not like that.
You can't fire somebody if they don't give an offering. You can't fire them. You haven't paid your tithe for the whole of the 6 months. You are fired. You can't fire anybody.
You can't fire
people. But we can see
in front of your name.
Yeah, but we can see, or we can measure the percentage of people who have not paid their tithe.
Yes, there are some data we can have.
Yeah.
But then coming from the church view, some of the things also, like if we go strictly by the business book, world, we will miss the mark. To get even somebody to become committed, you can have like in let's say for example in America, when they give you that we have a church membership of 20,000. Now when you get to their database, yes. But when you go to the actualization of the thing, you find out that maybe it's about 10,000 or 8,000. What data-wise, because when it comes to commitment, but it's another ball game altogether. So it makes the pastoral. Listen, the pastoral work is the most difficult work on earth.
Sure.
Seriously. Somebody can be with you there for a while and just disappear. You can use every method, but hey, and somebody also would like who show up and says, "I am with you."
With you,
so we have all kinds of things that goes on, but then it is still necessary for us to have all these things. It will help us to analyze things, which we will do. But when it comes to the church, some of the things too is challenging. I quite remember like Pastor Matthew was saying something. He said there was a guy he knew was his church member. And the guy was like, we groomed them up, raised them up. The guy left the church without him knowing. Only to be invited to a church. He was going to preach, and then he found out that the usher there was this guy. So he said he didn't say anything. Then, so that's how he found out that the guy has even left him long time. Now, the pastors have this kind of challenges going on. But at the same time, we'll keep data. But at the same time, and all these things, which are very necessary, it helps you to. I quite remember when Charity Commission came to check our account. Now, when they came and they looked into, amazingly, he said when he was in the office and he opened the account and was working on it, he found out that there was a guy that has the name of his son, Seth. And so he picked the set to plug the data and then create the graph. And then he created it. And so when he came, he told me, he said, listen, I did this, and I found out that everything was the way we plotted it. If there was anything wrong, we would have seen. Yeah, that's right. And so doing all these things are necessary, but sometimes too, as church, we go through our own strugglings. You see, seriously, because like after post-COVID, post-COVID is like we are building. We are still like gathering and gathering and gathering. And so it's not like it was before COVID, you see, but we are working and knowing that the fruit will also come. And so so it makes the business side a bit different from at least slightly different from that of the church. And so sometimes you can be hard on us, which we accept, but the hardness, you want it for our good. But at the same time, sometimes when we exchange the shoes,
it will not be as easy as I think.
You see that. Hey.
Okay, so Bishop, today I'm talking from the perspective of a data analyst.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So all I am talking about is how we can harness the power of data.
Exactly.
You see.
We understand that, and like I said, we will work together, like KPI, as we are building our systems and all that. We will take all those things into consideration in order to also like get the members into the KPI churches into the system, and then like when necessary, then like you can be at the background as our consultant in that sector to be able to help the churches develop all these data and to be able to make things and as we both here and even abroad, Ghana and other. When it comes to data, Ghana is even worse.
Maybe we start with Ghana then. Maybe we start there. If that's the worst place, we are going to be going there. So at the end of the day, when we get the members, we are starting with that one. We will send you the details.
No problem.
Seriously, Ghana, like the way Baumia is looking at things and the way that it will help the nation and the church, and the church will have to like come up in this sector, because I mean there are some church you go and you even give them a check of 500 cedis. They will tell you, okay, we don't accept check. Bring us the cash. So like it's all we have to adopt. We have to change things. We obtain like mobile and number to get for people to be able to pay by mobile Momo transfer. That's why we did all those things so that people could do. And so I don't have to be at church where I can pay. Before I showed up. And I think all those things are necessary. And you see, your outfit can help develop all these things for the churches.
Oh yeah.
You see, so I believe that going forward, my pastor said, it's an answered prayer, and we can work. KPI can work with you to develop all these systems in the KPI pastor churches, and then we can also export it to Ghana, where we also operate. It's very, very
because, thank you, Bishop. Like, I'm not stopping about what you're saying. Like, when we look at how, people's commitment, we're talking about commitment and how, in every area of the ministry's life, when it talks about voluntary or even in our finances, in our giving, somebody doesn't need to be there to be able to give. How can you call somebody at home that you didn't come to church last week? Where is your offering? Or you weren't in church the whole of 1 month? Where is your tithe? When you talk about data analysis, these things, it would have been good, because if somebody has understood what data is and they understand their role in moving the church forward, even if the person, because today I've taken my child to a place, or I couldn't make it, but I've sent my contribution, or I'm not in church, but I've sent. People do that. I know Shalom. People send. I know several times people will say to me, Pastor, I'm not in church, and even send me the photo of their title and say, please write it and put it. They didn't come, but they've sent it. I know Shalom. People do well in that sense, but we are talking generally. Somebody hasn't shown up in church for 3 months. They said they are a member, but they will not send. So if they give you £5, at every church services. And the past 3 months, you haven't seen them. Is that £5 you have to run your ministry? So we need prayer. I'm telling you.
So these are some of the things that we are talking about. So like the percentage of people who will give you £5 in 3 months, that they will not come. If there's a communication that is going around, like an encouragement text message that is going around, you can now focus on those percentage of people, because now if the church is very huge and you know those percentage of people, you can now focus on them and encourage them
to give more.
To give, yes. You see, and if we are making a decision, like say, okay, we are going for visitation, yeah, you will now know the percentage of people that you say that, okay, this percentage of people, this is their character, so this is how we are going to treat them. You see, but if we put everyone together and say that, look, okay, everyone is like this, and then we assume, we don't treat people as individuals. We assume that, oh, everybody, because everybody is a child of God, everybody is supposed to be like this. We may miss something. So that's the some of the things data analysis can do, can help you identify the trends so that we can make decisions towards certain
Thank
trends.
you. I think it will be very interesting. Yeah, that's. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you so much for your contribution. So, yeah. So, is there any more contribution questions? So, if there is no contribution, as I've said, the video is going to be on YouTube. The video is going to be on our website, patmactech.co.uk. If you need to call us, this is our number. 1234-413-856 is our number. It will come to me direct. You can follow us on social media at any time. We'll be updating useful information for data, and you can call us at any time to schedule a custom approach discussion for because every church is unique on its own. Yeah. So thank you very much for coming. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
I am grateful you came. Thank you very much.
Have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless
you
you all. Love you all. Thank you. God bless
Bye.
you. See you all tomorrow
Everyone.
in church.
Sure. Bye.
Bye.